and welcome to another episode of Solving Problems in My Farm. My name is Carla Garcia, Hort America's Technical Service, and today we're going to learn about microgreens production. So if you are interested in growing microgreens, stay for this video because we're going to learn about the most important steps when growing microgreens, which I will say sometimes is at the beginning. We always look to have a uniform germination for microgreens, so today we're going to learn the steps that you need to follow in order to achieve this. We're going to learn about the selection of the trays, substrates, and also how to do the process of germination, how to do the sowing process, how to stimulate germination so we can have uniformity on this process. So now follow me so we can have a hands-on experience on how to do this process. In order to start, we're going to require trays, seeds, and substrates. So for the trays, it's very important to have trays with good drainage. We don't want water to be accumulated at the bottom. I know that sometimes we can use like even flow irrigation, or a lot of growers they use also manual irrigation for microgreens. Either way, you need to have good drainage to avoid the water to be accumulated at the bottom. Then for the seeds, you need to have high quality seeds to have good germination. Some seeds are easier to germinate than other ones. In this case, we're using radish, which is a microgreen that is easy to germinate. But if you are looking for coriander seeds, for example, those can be sometimes hard to find. I mean, good quality for germination. In Hort Americas now, you can find those seeds on our website. And as a microgreen grower myself, this is a great news because I know it's hard to find those seeds. So in this example, I'm using about 30 grams of seeds per tray. It will depend, of course, on the size of the tray. And we need substrate. In this case, I'm using peat moss. You need to look for high quality peat moss, I mean clean substrate, in order to promote good germination. Bad peat moss can affect germination. And there are other options too that can be like easy to find in good quality, like for example biostrate or Beckwith bamboo. Those brands we know, I mean, this is a product that is developed for microgreens production. So if you want a safe option, you can go and look for also for these substrates. So if you're using peat moss, it's very important to have first a bowl or an area where you can first soak the peat moss on water so it can have moisture. After that, you are going to put about a half inch of substrate on your tray. Be sure to remove like any like big particles in case you can find those. And after putting the substrate on the tray, we are going to add the seeds. As I mentioned, in this case, I'm using about 30 grams of seeds per tray. It will depend on the size of the tray, but you can see in here the density. We are not looking to have the tray full with seeds. We have some space, as you can see in here. I think the best way to learn this is by seeing the density, because of course you are not going to go and like to measure the distance between the seeds. That's very hard because that's a lot of seeds. So you need to have a density like the one you can see in here. And after that, we are not covering the seeds with substrate. We are going to now go to the process of germination. After the sowing process, we can add a little bit of water depending on the substrate you are using. In order to improve germination, we need to increase humidity. And for doing this, we need to cover our seeds. So we need to cover the trays. In this case, I'm using another tray as a dome, which is a usual technique. You can also use a plastic, or there's another method where the growers, they do a tray and they put a tray on top of another one to save a space. It depends on what you want and the results. I usually like to use a dome. And after this, we're going to wait some days to see the germination. After a couple days, you will start to see germination, depending, of course, on the seed that you're using. Some seeds can take a little bit longer to germinate. For radish, it's usually a very quickly process. So in here, you can see germination. So how much time do we need to wait in order to uncover our trays? We want to see the roots. We can see the roots in here. There are some hairs on the roots, and sometimes we tend to confound this with fungi. Those are not fungi. And we can see also the presence of the cotyledons, very small at this moment. So this is not a good timing for uncovering the trays. I usually want to see more germination. So usually we want to see already the stem and also the cotyledons. They are usually yellow because lack of light. That's fine. We want to have some stretching, and after that you can uncover the seeds. After uncovering the seeds, now it's time to place the trays below our lamps. Be sure also to find good lighting options. We have a lot of options in Hortamerica's. In this case, these lamps are also from Hortamerica's. And you can see an example of some, these are broccoli, microgreens, and we have some wheatgrass too. And this is an example of a facility of microgreens. And that's it. I mean, these are some of the most important steps to follow to promote uniform germination. Remember, seed selection is very important. Try to look for high quality seeds, otherwise, we can also have some problems with uniformity. And of course, you need also to pay attention to environmental variables. We can make more videos about that, but in this video, I just wanted to focus on one of the most important aspects, which is the germination process to achieve uniform microgreens. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, my name is Carla Garcia, Hortamerica's Technical Service. See you on the next one.